Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out for our Coachside Connection. My name is Jay Oakman. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for ABC Companies. And as many of you know, in 2024, the VDL Groep acquired the bus building assets of Von Hool. And so today, we want to give you folks access, direct access, and hear directly from the people involved in that transition from day one. And so our goal is that when you leave here, you're as excited or more excited than we are about the future of the Von Hool brand in North America, about ABC Companies, and about the VDL Groep. So with that, I'd like to introduce the folks on our panel. And if we can start on the right with my colleague, Roman.
Roman Cornell, CEO of ABC Companies.
Good morning, all. My name is Mark van Noorden, CEO of VDL Van Hool.
And good morning. My name is Remy Henkemans. I'm Senior Vice President with the VDL Groep Board.
So, and you guys, I already introduced myself. If I need to again, just raise your hand. Just a brief background on the VDL Groep, for those of you that don't know. So VDL is a third generation family-owned company, much like ABC. 70-year history, based in Eindhoven in the Netherlands. They're active in 20 countries with over 14,000 employees and have more than 100 operating companies in their portfolio. They operate in 5 worlds: high tech, mobility, energy, infratech, and food tech. So before we get going with the questions and answers with the group, I want to share a little narrative about the history of the relationship with ABC and VDL. So many of you in the audience might think, well, maybe last year was the first time that ABC ever met these VDL folks. That's not the case. In 2013, Brian Scott, who I don't know if he's here or he was flying home, hosted a global passenger network event in Clearwater, Florida. Now, the Global Passenger Network was designed to be a little bit of a motor coach association for the world and a very exclusive club. So it was one operator from every country, basically worldwide. So Brian invited us to this event, and actually I think he asked us to sponsor it, so of course we sponsored it. And we went and we had a nice dinner at that event. At our table, we sat with a family-owned bus company based out of Belgium. And so we introduced ourselves. Obviously, we had some connection with Von Hool. They were a big customer of Von Hool, so we were having a good time, carousing, hooting and hollering. And to my left was a guy who was pretty quiet and was clearly side-eyeing me for the first half hour of the dinner. So I thought, maybe I should engage this guy in a conversation. So I turned to my left and I said, "Hi, I'm Jay Oakman with ABC. What bus company are you with?"
I'm with VDL.
And Remy says, "Well, I'm with VDL. We don't operate buses. We're a bus manufacturer from the Netherlands." And I said, "Well, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, who the hell is VDL? And number 2, why are you here in America? This is our turf." So that's how ABC and VDL first hit it off. Subsequent to that, over the years, we started to develop more of a relationship. Roman and I really had a desire to really understand what was going on with bus manufacturing worldwide, where the trends were headed, how people were innovating, how people were manufacturing, and so we came cross paths with VDL quite a bit in the subsequent years. Started to develop good relationships together. And then in about 2018, we said we really need to figure out a way we can do business together that fits within our current agreement with Von Hool. And so we decided to start buying parts from them. And so we started buying parts from them in 2019. In 2023, we were their second largest parts customer worldwide. So in 24, when Von Hool went through their issues and VDL came on the scene and acquired those assets, we already had a partnership not just personally, but we had a business partnership. So that helped a lot with the transition that we're going to be talking about today. So I just wanted to give that background to you folks. So, on to the questions. So I'm going to start with Roman. Roman, how has it been going since Von Hool was acquired by VDL?
Well, they took over officially July 1st of last year. So if you think through that, that's 7 months, roughly 7 months ago. Belgium was completely shut down, that factory. Macedonia was continuing to produce equipment, produce buses, but basically starving with supply. They quickly got organized, negotiate with different vendors, and put more fuel, so to speak, into that factory to start building buses. So if you think through that in 7 months to where we're at today and what's going on, I guess if I were to grade them, I probably would put them at about a B+. So it's impressive, I think, what they've done. We have some pockets of some delays, but if you think back to that July 1st till now, it's pretty impressive.
You've come a long way.
Come a long way.
Come a long way.
So
Thank you.
Follow-up question for Mark. I think I know the answer to this question, but how's it been working with ABC?
Well,
Hopefully your answer is fantastic.
Thank you, Jay. Well, as VDL, we are excited and proud working with ABC. Our strong partnership is based on trust, on expertise, and cooperation. And we are both family business companies. And we speak the same, we have the common culture, we have the same values. And if you speak the same language, you can act very fast to service our customers. And we are excited to align our resources and redefine the standard.
Yeah, that's a great point. One of the things as we, from 2013 to today, along the way as we developed our relationship with VDL, we discovered that we were way more alike than we were not. And so, Roman, follow-up question for you. What does this acquisition mean for North American operators?
Well, I think it means for the North American operators and ABC, and all the people that deal with ABC, is, last year was a little scary. And I remember several times looking in the mirror, shaving, and thinking, I think I know where this is headed. I don't know really for sure until it's done. So it was a little scary, a little spike of adrenaline from about February till about July. I don't think I came down once.
Well, for those that know Roman, adrenaline is not an issue to begin with.
But what it means today, what it means now, is you have two family-run organizations that are in the bus business, love the bus business, and so I think it's the most secure brand in North America. Let that sink in for a second. You think about that from last year to me sitting there shaving, wondering where the hell we're going, to where it's at now with, VDL's a holder, they're not a flipper. It's pretty neat.
So, Von Hool's been an established brand in the United States since 1987, known for quality, known for luxury. Remy, this question's for you. How are you guys going to maintain that and enhance it?
Well, firstly, VDL Groep is a global player in high-tech industries, and we do manufacture cars, but also multiple subsystems. And actually, we've been working in the bus and motor coach industry since the early 90s of the past century. as well as a number of technology-focused industries, and that bring us a large pool of expertise to draw upon as we assume the production of the Van Hool motor coaches. And secondly, as Van Hool has already established itself as a high-quality motor coach built for reliability, sustainability, and low cost of operations, we believe that we can add our competences, like for example the engineering capacity, the efficiency, but also our experience on vehicle weight, fuel consumption, and also e-mobility. So together with our partner ABC, we deliver great vehicles in the North American market. And finally, I believe the North American operators will benefit from improved serviceability, durability, and return on investment.
Thank you, Remy. Appreciate that. Roman, how does this transition impact current Van Hool owners and fleet operators?
Well, they're going to continue to give us a high-quality product. You know, nothing's changed at ABC. So for those of you that have come to enjoy our online parts store and our parts company and our service, our 24-hour techs, just our company as a whole, that hasn't changed. So all of that is intact. In fact, we've actually grown, oddly enough, with all that stress and all that work last year. We've actually grown and added a location in Denver, and so we've been adding business. So Jay didn't want me to tell you about the Denver piece, I know, but sorry, Jay.
It's okay.
Sometimes I get rolling
Secret's
a little
out,
bit.
apparently.
So what does it mean? You're going to continue to have the good quality service from ABC, so that hasn't changed. But back to what VDL has to offer. There's a lot of leveraging that we can use and expertise that we're looking forward to getting from VDL and helping us. So I'm excited about that.
So let's touch on that just a little bit more, Roman. So we live it every day, we breathe it every day. Our working relationship with VDL and how that's structured. A lot of the people in the audience probably have no clue what that looks like. So can you speak to how does the partnership with them work today?
Well, I tell you, dealing with the Dutch is nice because it's just straight down the turnpike. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm. They're the
Whether
New
you
Jersey.
like-
They're the New Jersey of Europe.
That's not true. That's not true. No, the straightforward communication is nice. You don't have to figure out where they're going. The other piece is that the VDL Groep kept intact. My mic is going in and out. They kept the same group of people that we've been dealing with for years out of Belgium. Some of them are here today. So that's really nice because we don't need to relearn. So that is just humming like it was. And then what they've done is they've kept the same group in Macedonia. So for those of you that have watched the James Wang YouTube video, there's a section in there where he's walking around that Macedonia factory and he talks to the body shop person and the frame person and the supply person. And he asks, how long have you been here? And it's 7 years, 12 years, 13 years. And so Avram, who runs that factory, he was employee number 1 back in 2012, maybe, 12,
Yep.
13.
Yep.
He's still there. So employee 1 is employee 1 again. He's still there. So they kept all that intact. And I think that was one of the keys in the secret sauce of why we're where we're at right now, 7 months into this. Keeping that group together. So that was smart, and they did a good job of that.
So Roman, you mentioned earlier some challenges. So I don't think there's anybody in this room, whether vendor, OE, or a bus operator, that hasn't had a challenge with supply chain and supply chain issues. And so this is a question for Roman and Mark. What steps have you guys taken to mitigate these issues for these operators in the audience?
Well, after the acquisition of Van Hool, a lot of energy went into restoring the supply chain. Think about making new contracts, prepayments, etc., etc. Money is no issue. We want to restore the supply chain. And there are challenges in that area, but I would like to give the team a very, very big compliment what we achieved. And the production is almost fully back again, on speed again. So that we can serve our customers to their satisfaction.
So what ABC has done is, back to your comment about cash, is if the vendors, not necessarily VDL, but other vendors, if they're telling us it's, a 90-day lead time, we think it's 180. So we're doubling up. And so we're not holding back our cash. We're actually investing in inventory to avoid the stories that people tell us. Not you people, but the vendors. And there's some of you in the room here. So that's the first thing we've done. The other thing is we've also have spent a lot of time and energy just with some engineers that we've hired and taking a look at aftermarket parts. And so a lot of you are enjoying those efforts. And so a combination of those two, a lot of shoe leather, a lot of airplane time with Jay and I and the man running our parts, John Gillis, flying over and sitting down and hammering through topics and items. So we're about there. There's a few pockets, but we're pretty close.
All right. I appreciate you guys' transparency on that topic. Let's switch to my favorite topic, which is buses and maybe selling one. So, is this bus sold?
No, it's not.
Okay. So, Roman, this is a pretty good-looking bus back here.
Thank you.
Is there anything new on this bus that you want to highlight for the audience that we're showcasing this week?
Yeah. There's a Starlink on the roof, which is pretty interesting. That's a Wi-Fi through the satellites, Starlink. There's also a backlit Van Hool emblem that we designed. So seeing all these different electric cars coming down the streets in these big cities and see that cool emblem coming down the street, I'm thinking, wow, we got to have something like that. So that's on the front. You got the mirrorless cameras up there. Apparently, that's getting more popular, but that's really useful in the rain and at night. And then we also have a tire inflation system on all three axles. And so how that works is it's like a watch that's winding, but as the tire is rotating, it's inflating the tire to whatever temperature or not temperature, but air pressure you set it at. Yep. So it's pretty slick. We found that in the trucking industry. Our tire pressure monitoring system, the one we used to use, Smart Tire, was on a band on the rim, and so when you took it off, it was tough to replace, labor intensive. So this is screwed right on to the valve stem. Has a locking nut so you can't steal them. Not sure how popular those are to steal anyway, but nonetheless, I guess if somebody wanted to collect those, they would need an unlocking tool. Then we have our telematics on here, which we're working through, our different vendors and these guys about making some smart components that run through the CAN bus so we can see that, get to a predictive, preventative maintenance. It's all about uptime for us, for you, us helping you. And I'd like to get to preventative maintenance schedules and have that vehicle be smart and tell you. So, I think that's it.
Yeah. So it's interesting because as we're showcasing new items, one of the challenges that really any business has, and we're no exception, is how do you translate, and we had a good discussion about this last night with a group, how do you translate the needs and challenges that operators are facing, okay, combine that with industry trends, and filter that to make sure that all the solutions to those are being done A, in an efficient manner, B, actually addressing the need that was created in the first place, and prioritizing those appropriately. So this is for Roman, and I'd like Remy to answer first. I'm going to pick on Remy, my old friend. How are you guys working to achieve that and get that balance right?
Well, indeed, there was a good discussion yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's different things written here on my cue card.
It's okay to go off script. Yeah.
I've been doing it the whole time, Remy.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to refer to VDL's tagline. And that's been there for many, many, many decades. And our tagline is strength through cooperation. And we had a good discussion also yesterday about the fact that ABC is a company where the people are important. And people means customers. So we are in very close contact with the customers,
Yep.
which is exactly what also our philosophy and culture is, not only internally but also externally towards our customers. And therefore I think we have a very good match. So your close contact to the operators and the North American operators, providing us the feedback that we are able to incorporate into our products. That's the way we normally are working, and therefore we are very confident that we will increase even that process. Mm-hmm. And therefore, let's say, having real-time feedback from you guys through ABC, and then we will incorporate it into our products. And that's the way to go.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah, that was great. Roman doesn't even need to answer unless he wants to hear himself talk.
Well, no, I do have something to say.
Okay, please. I'm always interested in what you have to say, for the record.
I look forward to traveling with you in a couple weeks, Jim.
Yes, me as well.
So our job is to get the information from the market and then translate and work with the VDL group. So coming from some discussions yesterday and then working with our team, we're going to organize a way to hear from the street. We don't have it figured out quite yet, but there's a few of you in the crowd that I can see that are going to be on the panel. So that's our job. It's on the radar, and we're going to filter that over to you, Remy. So get ready.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Okay.
Good. We've been chatting quite a bit up here. We'd like to hear from you guys. So the way I want to frame this up a little bit is all of these people can answer pretty much any question you have. But we're really interested in understanding, maybe on a high level, what trends are North American operators paying attention to today? What concerns do you have, and what does this group need to pay attention to and address that aligns with those concerns? And so I think Drew's got a mic, and so we're not going to specifically call on people. Some people we might not want to answer, but we'll let you know if you raise your hand. So anybody have any questions for this group? Oh, Tim Stout. Oh boy. Here we go.
That was on purpose.
Hello. So, real quick, the last thing you guys said, I think one of the concerns, or one of the things that we're interested in, is that ABC's always been great at listening to our concerns. You know, our sales reps, regional managers, you know, they've been great about grabbing data from the customers, and we just want to make sure that when we relay the information to ABC, and they relay the information to VDL, that the changes are going to be implemented, or at least that our voice matters. So you sort of said that at the end there, but to us as customers, as Stouts anyway, that's very important to us. The other thing I think that's challenging in our industry right now, and I think most of us feel it, is the parts, back-ordered parts. I know when you guys took over Van Hool, you had to build all those relationships back. But is there anything that you feel will get better soon? Because, you know, I think one of the struggles we deal with is that when we have a bust down, you know, it costs money, obviously, for all of us. And to wait on a back-ordered part when someone tells you it's going to be, you know, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, we can't operate that way. So is there anything else we're doing besides just signing new contracts that Van Hool used to have to improve the parts back-ordered process? Okay, and next question.
No.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
And I know it.
No, we established a separate parts entity in Belgium, so we split the activities. So we have a team focusing on the supply of the parts. We have extra employees working on all those parts. The problem we face is that a lot of knowledge was in the heads of the former Van Hool MPs, and several left. So there we have to see how we overcome that lack of knowledge, retrieve that knowledge to be able to supply you or ABC the parts.
Any other questions?
What about diversity? I mean, you know, you're going to keep the Van Hool brand on the coaches, right?
That's a great question. Yes. The question for those that didn't hear Tim is, what about the branding? The branding of the coaches.
It has never been a question for us. So Van Hool is a very well-known brand. I already expressed, very well known for reliability. Very, let's say, trustful vehicle. And there's no doubt in our mind to change that. So Van Hool is a brand and for sure will remain. Yeah.
Can you discuss the double-decker on how you transitioned down the VDL double and
in Europe, you mean?
and went with the Van Hool?
Well, VDL Bus and Coach, which is, let's say, the other part of the whole Bus and Coach group, is in its portfolio is already having a double-decker. And after, let's say, the acquisition of the Van Hool assets, we decided also to, let's say, phase out the VDL double-decker and transfer that into the Van Hool double-decker. Because Van Hool double-decker is, let's say, we consider it number one in Europe. Of course, we will have some discussions with our competitor about that. But basically there are three. So there's a competitor X, there's Van Hool, and there's VDL. But we decided to go into the Van Hool double-decker because of, let's say, its standards, reliability, and strong brand.
That was one of the reasons why we stepped into Van Hool. The other one was access to the North American market via our partner ABC. And the third one is the facility in North Macedonia.
All right, thank you guys. Any other questions? Yeah. Oh, hello.
Ja, mag ik een vraag? I'll do it in English for you. Can you talk to us a little bit about leveraging VDL Group's experience in the transit bus market and how the coach side of the house and all of us in this room can benefit from that experience
I didn't really fully get the question. So
Can-
maybe
The city bus, the transit side.
Yeah, so I think, so if I can characterize your question for the colleagues up here, with your extensive experience on the public side, the transit side in Europe, how can you translate that into enhancements and moving forward with the current product offerings or even new product offerings here in North America?
I think it's important to stress again that we focus on the Van Hool brand and the current fleet or portfolio for North American market. In time, we might, let's say, use also the knowledge that we have within VDL on maybe fuel efficiency or even e-mobility, to use that also for, let's say, the Van Hool products on the motor coaches. And I think that is how we look to the North American market.
So I'd add on to that, and we've already witnessed this quite a bit in a couple different scenarios. Because of VDL's diversity within all the business segments that they're in, they're not just drawing on their expertise in bus and coach manufacturing in Europe. They're drawing on expertise that is making components that go into high processing chip machine making, food tech equipment, making smart cities, smart light poles, contract manufacturing for BMW, setting up manufacturing lines. One of their businesses set up a manufacturing line for Tesla for the Model 3. They built that production line. Okay? So when we sit in a room with these guys and we're talking about solving problems on a diesel motor coach, they're not just drawing off bus expertise. They're drawing off expertise across their 110 some odd different companies to solve these problems. And sometimes the best way to solve those problems is not to ask bus people.
I can confirm.
Yeah, Remy confirms.
He didn't mean that.
Yeah.
As Jay said, we have a lot of knowledge about automatization and robotization, and for sure we will implement that also in our Macedonian factory.
Yeah. Okay. If there aren't any other questions, are there any other questions? Don't want to cut anybody short. No? Okay. That discussion just leads into really our final question. We've talked about the transition, we've talked about the past. What's next? What does the future look like?
Well, I think the possibilities are endless with the expertise and the knowledge of ABC and the capabilities within VDL about engineering and production. I'm very excited about the future.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The first thing is with that question and the thought process and how I manage my day is to not forget where we came from, take care of our core business. That's number one. Otherwise we wouldn't even be sitting here. So take care of core business number one. God, I wish I would quit doing that. So take care of business, core number one, and then core number two. Look at the different products that VDL has, the different expertise, and take a look at what this North American market needs, and then figure out how to fill that need. And so, for those of you that probably have a pretty good idea of what some needs are in this market, so that's what I'm focused on. Yep. And so it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of action. You're going to see a lot of good things coming out of this company and this partnership. So,
All right.
better buckle up.
Okay. we want to say thank you to the panelists.
Is it time to drink yet?
Almost. Just calm down. Calm down. I have a couple housekeeping announcements. But thank you to the panelists. Thank you to the moderator.
Yes, thank you.
Everyone calm down. Hold your applause till the end, please. So we want to invite all the attendees to connect with us here at the ABC and VDL booth 829. One of the things that VDL is famous for within all their companies, and it's from the top down, from the ownership, the CEO, who's part of the family, the family shareholders. When they go and they visit their businesses, factories, locations, they always gather every team member around, no matter where they are, sometimes no matter what time of day it is, and they have a drink, and they have a toast. And they toast to their mutual success, they toast to their partners, their employees. And so today, we want to have a toast. So if you have a drink, if you could raise it.
And cheers to that.
And we want to toast to the bright future ahead for VDL, Von Hool, and the North American operator.
Drink to that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Roman.
And thank God I didn't scare Remy off too much back in 2013.
No.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.